Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel where we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive and productive way possible. And I felt the need to say productive for you. Oh, before I turned on the camera and I was trying to get into your energy, it was intense. So, tightness right here. So like you're in your throat chakra, like you want to say something, but you're not. And then the tightness around the eyes, like this. And I saw like a tunnel. And then I realized it wasn't a tunnel. You were driving like on a road. And it was dark. I don't know if it was the forest was so dark or if it was daylight up ahead or if that was, I feel like it was a sunrise. The sun was coming up over the mountains. You could see the sun peeking up, and it was so maybe that was stars and it was dark, and maybe that's why it just felt like it was closed in. But it was like you had tunnel vision, like you were focused on going down this road, heading in one direction, and you were only focused on that, on the new horizon. But it was intense, like. Wasn't like a joyful trip. It's like I got a lot to do and I'm focused on what needs to be done right here, right now. It was crazy. Oh, looks like Spirit's ready. I do want to thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel. If you could take a moment right now and go ahead and, this looks really good. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. You are focused, but yeah, I can see why. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what we have. Also, I would like to remind you that your sun sign is about the core of who you are. Your moon sign is how you respond and react to the things that happen around you. Your rising sign is your personality. It's how you interact with the world. It's what people see about you. I'm just trying to figure out, there's a story here. There's a story here. So if you don't know your sun, your moon, your rising, check below. There is a link to astrotheme.com where it's a free calculator where you can calculate that. And so then you should check out your sun, your moon, your rising to get a complete story. All right. So there's like a progression. So we have two major arcanas. We have this beautiful. This is the Aries. This is the Aries sun. So we just moved out of Aries into your house. By the way, happy birthday, Taurus. Happy birthday to you. So this was an opportunity that came to you that you were either offering to someone else or someone was offering to you. But something came in, some kind of opportunity to get something started during the past month or so. And then on Friday, or Saturday, I should say, the sun moved into your sign of Taurus, and so here we are represented also by the Taurus card. And this is about looking at things from a little bit different perspective, not just your perspective, but seeing other people's perspective. Because here we have someone teaching about world religions. A lot of times people look at this and it's like pictured as a pope. And, you know, he's teaching a specific way to do things and people need to fall in line and do things that way. And it's about, you know, people will talk about how it's about the marriage card or whatever, but that's not what this card is. This card is about teaching, looking at things from other perspectives. And so I feel like an opportunity came in and it is allowing you to view something from a different perspective. And it's something that is rooted deeply within you. It's a core belief. It's a core belief that is requiring a little bit of a different perspective. Something that you always thought that you held to be true. Maybe there's another way to view it. Maybe there's another way to look at it. And so that's kind of the energy of the week for you. But I can see that what we have going on is you've been doing a lot of thinking. What should I keep? What should I eliminate from my life? Because we have this beautiful Ace of Swords, which is about decisive action. Because for so long, you guys have been sitting there contemplating something, and I feel like action's being taken. I need to eliminate this. I can keep that. And so there's that going on. And You have another ace. You have the Ace of Pentacles. And so this tells me that this new beginning, this opportunity has to do with a way for you to start from the ground up on a new project that is going to be financially rewarding. And how do I know that it's going to be financially rewarding? Because we have Taurus all over the place with it. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which I always consider the Taurus card. This is the working hard to master something, to be the, not the apprentice, but the master, the one who teaches how to get it done. And so it's working day to day, commitment, continuous, regular, reliable effort to be successful. And so this project right here has a lot of potential, because there you are willing to put in the work, and then there you are, the King of Pentacles, pouring seeds of intention out of one hand and pouring coins out of the other. And we have the family is represented by the child in the background. We've got that sunrise that I saw. It looks almost exactly like that, which is crazy. If you can just, like, if you were to block this down, that's what it looked like just this part I saw. And then we have Spirit coming in on the wings of the Red Hawk. And the Red Hawk is about seeing things from a higher perspective, about commitment. They do mate for life. But it's a winged messenger. So I feel like Spirit's coming in to tell you something. It's also, though, it's not the dove of peace, right? It's a bird of prey. And so you're going to have to maybe be a little brutal and cut some things out in order to take your project, you have so many cards, to take your project from this situation here where you are beginning it, and to bringing yourself all the way to this King of Pentacles. And then you have one more card. This one, it came out, okay, and just now when I picked it up, it did it again. So we have the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is about movement. It's finally so nice to see movement cards in your reading. Okay, so I do not read cards for this in the reverse. It was reversed, and it keeps trying to be reversed. So I feel like you may feel like it's going to be a slow start, but then I feel like things are going to pick up speed, and there's going to be a lot happening all at once. So regular, continuous, steady effort. Be willing to cut out that which isn't working, so that you can move forward and lay the foundation for a very profitable venture for you ahead. I mean, that looks so stunning, really. All right, so let's just see here. It looks like we got everybody in there. That's excellent. I wasn't sure when I saw the book. Okay, so wow, readings are going long today, but I think that the energy is just shifted so much with that, finally getting that full moon out of the way, and Mercury has moved into Aries, and Venus moved into Aries, and the Sun moved into Taurus, and I just feel like everything's finally moving forward, and there's just a lot to cover. So after a full moon, there's always that moment where you can kind of catch your breath, where you do a little reflecting, and then on Sunday, the moon is in Sagittarius, which for you is your 8th house of transformation, and it's called pleasure. And the pleasure is followed by balance. And so I feel like this is that work-life balance. And when I look at this King of Pentacles, he's got it all, right? He's balanced, and he's standing there balanced. He's got the family going on. He's also making money. He's got his seeds of intention, spirits involved. So finding that balance, right? That's part of the project for you. Is that tunnel vision was kind of don't get so caught up in just focusing on the work that you forget what you're trying to create. A lot of times the Ten of Pentacles will depict the whole family gathered around together. And so this is the King of Pentacles. This is past that, but that would be the next thing in the progression here. And so if you really want to create abundance for all the aspects of your life, balance is going to be important. Remembering to include pleasure in this. Wow, Spirit wants to talk to you. Holy cow. Okay, let's go. Wow. Solitude. In silence, peace persists. So maybe the reason that you're so focused and you're shutting everything out is because you need to think. Maybe that's why that Ace of Swords is there. You need to think. Maybe that's the reason the Eight of Wands is a little bit in reverse, because there's too much activity there and you just need a little space to think. But there's a rainbow of blessings coming into your life. That's beautiful. It's very exciting. You have wise leader. You are a beacon for others. You are a beacon for others. You are represented in the tarot by the Hierophant. And in this one, the Hierophant is explaining to people how to see things from other perspectives. And people are learning from him, and that makes him a beacon. And here we go, stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. And if you notice, he's carrying a light. He is the beacon. So you are a leader. You are probably the one offering the opportunity. This could very well be you. Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. Wow, so much going on because these other cards. All right, so you are a beacon, you are a leader. Solitude feels very important because of what I saw going through that tunnel. Grounding, very important for an earth sign. Get out in nature as much as you can. If that's where you find your solitude, by going for a walk in the morning or the evening, just to wind down, or to just probably in the evening. I think when Tauruses get out of bed, going for a walk is not what works for you. I think that maybe at night you're willing to wind down with one, but in the morning you hit the floor running. So I kind of think that's not happening. But I do think that there's a conversation coming that's going to be difficult. And that's why my throat chakra was feeling so tight. It's distant thunder. Clear the air. So there's a conversation that needs to be had, and maybe the solitude and is you figuring out how you're going to clear this, and maybe you need to get grounded before you do it, and maybe that's why you need to step into your power, and you need to follow your heart. But people will follow what your lead is. So when you speak, they listen. And so choosing your words carefully is not a surprise to me, but the conversation's coming. You can't avoid it. You should not avoid it. As much as you may think you want to avoid it, it's going to come. And as much as other people may wish that it could have been avoided, it's going to come, because distant thunder does not depict a gentle conversation. It depicts fireworks of the thunder and the lightning, right? So be confident in what it is that you are trying to accomplish through that conversation, so that you don't look back later with a little bit of regret, like you wish you would have said, or worse, you wish you hadn't said, right? So Tuesday, when the moon moves into your fellow earth sign of Capricorn, that is in your 9th house of higher learning, higher knowledge, a spiritual connection. So connect to spirit as much as you can. Look for the beauty in the situation, for the positive. Look for the good. Look for the good. There's always good. The situation may look difficult, but you know that if you change your perspective, you can find that. If you cut out something with that Ace of Swords, that there's resilience. I think you're resilient. I think maybe you feel like you've been a little cut out. Maybe you need to eliminate something from your life and it hurt a little, but you know that you can grow again. You know how to do that. There's such a progression from the Ace to the 8 to the King. I mean, that's not even that's leaps and bounds. That's not even like, you know, the Ace to the 2 to the 3. It's not like that. It's like I'm starting something, I'm going to master it, and I'm going to own it. It's beautiful. It's so Taurus. And then we have wisdom. So this wisdom, I think, comes from, remember, we're in your 9th house of higher knowledge. Connect with spirit. Get out there. Spend a little time outside in quiet. Maybe doing, when you get home in the evening, maybe weeding out a garden, or going for a walk, or getting on your motorcycle and going for a ride. I mean, it's not really grounding, but at least it gets you out in nature. You know, whatever it is that you need to do to get some quiet, so you can, some space to think. I feel like you need space to think. I mean, maybe it was a sunset, and maybe it's like taking the long road home on the way home after a hard day at work, so you have some peace and quiet in which to think. That is totally possible too, because a mountain can represent an obstacle. And so you see the obstacle ahead, and maybe you're trying to figure out how to surmount the obstacle. Oh, Yes. All right. Spirit's with it. Okay. You have the whale. And the whale is the record keeper. And the record keeper is all about accessing your inner knowing, accessing spirit, knowing that there is an Akashic record out there of all kinds of information that from past lives, from your spirit guides, from ancestors. There's so much information available to you. You need to access it. And you notice here we have the eagle for the spirit, and then we have the hawk in the other one. And this is all about seeing spirituality from another perspective, understanding all of the spirituality. And so I really, and I swear in this one, somewhere there's a bird. I don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. So accessing your inner knowing, taking that time to get quiet, finding the place so you can become your own wise leader, so that you could step into your power. The rainbow of blessings is coming, and I could see it right here. Whatever you are working on, it's going to be fine. It's figuring out, how to get over the mountain. And I think you've been sitting on that for a while, so you probably have a pretty good idea, and now you're focused on it. But I think that the conversation that you need to have is going to require you accessing your inner self, your inner strength. So find the peace and the quiet that you need to think, to reflect, to integrate that wisdom that you've gained so that you know exactly what you're doing and where you're going. And then on Friday in the morning, 5:27 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the moon moves into Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about using your thinking cap, right? And for you, that's in your 10th house of career. So I think Friday is going to be very productive if you remember to be grateful for the opportunities, to be grateful for the people that work with you, the people who have mentored you, the people who have guided you. Be grateful for your inner knowing, for the wisdom that you have, and know that you are being protected. On Saturday, you're in the protection from the spirit. And I feel like Sunday maybe conversation time. There's this resistance. You're going to have to break through and have the conversation. And in the evening when the moon is in Pisces, that's your 12th house, that's your 11th house of group and group activities. So you may be resistant to spending time with people because you want to be in solitude. If that's the case, Spirit's supporting that. So you're being asked to trust. Leap into the unknown, have faith, and move forward. Believe you will fly. So whatever this is, I mean, so much forward movement finally, yay. Go ahead and take the chance. Go ahead and take the risk. I don't think it's a risk. I feel like it's a well-calculated plan. I think it's something that had to happen. Maybe it was something you were resisting happen, something you didn't want, something you tried to avoid. But look at it. It looks so good. Such a beautiful progression of success. An opportunity. I think it needed a change of perspective. But I think that maybe this Mercury that's been in retrograde in Pisces was really, that was up there in your 12th house, in your 11th house of group and group activities. And maybe you had time to look at groups just a little bit differently. But it's time to make a decision. It's time. Spend a little bit more time if you need it in solitude, but the time is here. Like you've been sitting on making this decision, and maybe this 8 was supposed to be in reverse. Like there's been a delay, like of slow getting going, but look, you can do this. You can totally do this. Oh my gosh. All right. You're going to have to speak up, though. You're going to have to speak up. My throat is so sore right now. You're going to have to speak up. Not everybody is going to like the choices that you're making. That's their problem. What other people think, it's none of my business, right? You need to do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be stepping into your own power. And you're supposed to be trusting. And voyage of the heart, love flows through you and to you. I don't want that to get lost in all this. I think it's really important that if you've been stuck in a situation where you've been really unhappy, and Taurus, it seemed like that then it was the wrong situation. If you are in a situation where you really truly are in love with your partner, then make sure you're expressing it on a regular basis. And not just with words, although words are very important. It's the way you act. Making time for finding that balance. Don't get so caught up in this project and becoming the master that you forget to create that pleasure and that work-life balance, right? And if what you need is some downtime in order to be able to, like if after you get off of a hard day's work, you need to take the long ride home so you have that decompression time so you can hit the door in a positive, upbeat mood, then take it. Take the long ride home. It's okay. You have Rose, attractive relationship. Ooh, nice. Nice. So whatever this decision is, I feel like it, yes, you're going to do something that's financially rewarding. Yes, of course you are, of course. But there's this heart aspect going on too. Can't all work and no love. Doesn't work for Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is about financial and relationship. It's both. So find the balance. Okay? All right. Wow. I will see you back here for the monthlies, I guess. Wow. I can't believe we're already at the monthlies. Okay. You guys take care. Have a great week. Find a little space for yourself. Have some solitude. But keep going. You're finally moving. Don't stop now. All right. We'll talk soon.